Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Enka Asarok A. I am the reporter of 2.3, which is cash flow. So let's start. What is cash flow? A series of expenses and credits that run over the lifetime of a project. This transaction is known as cash flow, whether it's construction project or R&D project. Monetary transaction can take place at any point during a project and can be anything like cost of a piece of equipment called expenses, disbursement, payments, and etc. to a favorable return on an investment that lasts as long as the piece of equipment is operation is called credit or revenue. So, proceed tayo sa general workflow. This transaction typically defined in the problem statement. So ang unang step para ma-solve ang problems is first step, identity. We need to determine the identity of each transaction. For each transaction, we need to define A, where it occurs of a lifespan of a project. B, expenses or credits. We need to determine whether it's expenses or credit. And remember, they can be disbursement, payments, revenue, and etc. But they're all one the same, plus or minus. Letter C, magnitude. So in the next step, we need to summarize the expenses and credits using the graphical form, which is cash flow diagram. A cash flow diagram were allowed to capture the magnitude, type, and timing of individual transaction over the period of a project, helping us to form the basis of engineering economics analysis. A cash flow diagram is nothing more than a horizontal line segment with marks representing the period of a time. Each time a transaction takes place, a vertical there is representing the transaction and has unique characteristic, whether it's credits or expenses, and its magnitude. All transaction credits and expenses are assumed take place at the end of the period. This is known as end of year convention. One of them crucial detail to notice, since the two sides to every transaction and cash flow directions in cash flow diagram is depend upon the point of view taken. For example, if we were to illustrate cash flow of a loan, it would look different for the individual taking the loan than it would the bank given the loan. So let's try an example. A small business owner took up a loan to cover the purchased new piece of equipment for assembly line. The equipment has initial cost of US dollar to purchase and was expected to return 6% annually on the original purchase price over the first 8 years, assuming there is no maintenance cost were experienced over 8 years. Illustrate the cash flow diagram. So first, kailangan natin i-determine yung mga kailangan natin. So first is initial cost, which is 25,000 US dollar. Expected return, which is 6%. Period 8 years, and assume no maintenance. So our first step to this problem is to determine the identity of each transaction. We can do this in simple form using a table. So in a table, lagay natin yung year pati yung cash flow. So yung year is 0 to 8. So yan na yung tagal ng transaction. So sa 0 yung first cost, yung pagbili ng equipment, which is 25,000 US dollar. So every year may babalik na 6% sa presyo ng sa original price ng biniling equipment. So 6% ng 25,000 is 1,500. So every year merong revenue na 1,500. So the next step is to summarize using the graphical form, which is cash flow diagram. So magdodraw tayo ng horizontal line with marks representing per year, and it's all the way year 8. So ito yung nagawa nating cash flow diagram. Yung expenses na pagbili sa equipment, which is 25,000, every year 6% return, which is 1,500.